Hey, good evening. It's Thursday, April 29th. Thanks so much for being here tonight. I have a question for our every night thought. What do you do when you get discouraged? See, we can't deny discouragement. It's a part of life. Discouragement is going to come. It's part of this world. But then God's care for us is also part of this world. So how do we put together on this side the discouragement that we all face from various corners each day, and the fact that God is here with us, caring for us? How can we bring these two things together? See, we'll never lose the discouragement because it's, like I said, it's part of this original sin we talked about this morning. So I can't will it away. But then, on the other hand, I've got the beauty and wonder of God and His promises for me. And if I keep these two things separate, then they will not work together. See, what God has designed in His mercy and His goodness is to bring them together. Goodness and discouragement. Our sadness and feeling down and the beauty and wonder and faithfulness of God. They're not meant to be separate. They're meant to be together. See, this is why the psalmist says in Psalm 73, the nearness of God is my good. Though my flesh and my heart fail, though everything is falling apart, the nearness of God is my good. You see, in just those few lines, the psalmist has captured it for us. He said this idea that I can separate my discouragement and the goodness and nearness of God. I can't do that. That's a myth. I've got to bring them together. And then I'm able to hang on to God. See, as the title of the song suggests, God's love is more. It's more than anything we could possibly ask or imagine. But as long as we're on this planet, both discouragement and the wonder of God are going to be there. Our mistake is trying to build this wall between them. See, God has called us to something different. The nearness of God is our good. That's our hope. That's our joy. When I'm discouraged, I know that God has not forgotten me. I know He's there with me. I know that regardless of the reason for the discouragement, God's faithful promise remains. He's loving me. He's caring for me. He's saying regard hardship as discipline because He'll be with you. And the joy of Christ is also there as well. And the wonder of knowing Him. And His love is always more. If I keep them apart, I lose the value of God's faithfulness to me. So now I come back to Psalm 73. My heart and my flesh may fail. I can be discouraged. But the nearness of God is my good. So He takes these two things, my discouragement and His nearness, and brings them together and gives joy and hope and peace to you and to His servants. Jesus is no coffee break when it gets hard. Rather, He's designed all that so that we can know Him more deeply. Jesus ran to His Father in the discouragement and challenges of this life. That's what God has called us to do. What do we do with discouragement? I weave it into the reality that the nearness of God is my good. I know that the love of God is more than I could ever ask. And that's the thought for this night. So dwell on that. Thanks so much for being here, and Lord willing, we'll see you in the morning. Bye-bye.